What is going on, ladies and gents? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. I'm coming at you with another A.M.A. This one is all about basically metabolism and kind of what happens when you reach the metabolic floor and your weight stops moving, you hit a plateau. What do you do next? But before we dive into this, let's roll the intro. All right, so this question is brought to us from Michelle, and she asks, I had my RMR, resting metabolic rate, done, and it's 1469. I've been in a cut, eating about 1,285 calories Monday through Friday, and about 1,835 on the weekends. 4 weeks now, I'm not losing weight. I work out, and my Fitbit has me burning about 2,000 calories a day. I know they can be off, but not that much. What else can I do? I don't want to cut my calories anymore. Help. All right. This is a very common occurrence. People have this issue all the time. They cut their calories, then bam, they hit a plateau, and nothing stops moving, and they're starving at this point. I mean, if she's eating 1,285 calories Monday through Friday, I mean, that's not very many calories at all. She has a little bit of a bump up on the weekends, which is more sustainable, but still, she's in pretty low caloric intake. So let's just rewind and talk about this from the top. So RMR is tested, and she said that she had 1469, the RMR. Resting metabolic rate, basal metabolic rate, that's basically what your body is predicted and estimated to be burning at rest. So if I was to just lay in bed all day and, burn what was necessary to maintain a living, breathing human body, that would be her RMR, basal metabolic rate, basically. 1,469 calories. That doesn't take into account her exercise. It doesn't take into account her NEAT activity, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, just simply moving, walking, cooking, fidgeting, all that stuff. It doesn't take into account any of that, which is likely probably decreased because she's been in a deficit and dieting down for, I don't know how long now, but probably sometime, I would imagine, if she's not moved at all in weight in the last 4 weeks. So again, the RMR and the basal metabolic rate calculations are good, but don't base all of your manipulations off of that solely. For instance, my RMR is 1,800 something to 1,900 something. It normally fluctuates between 1,800 and 1,900. I very rarely am ever consuming that little food. I'm only consuming that at the very, very tail end of a prep. Right now, I'm consuming about 3,500, 3,600, 3,700 calories a day, and my weight is holding stable at this body fat percentage. Of course, I'm in an off-season right now. I'm in a building phase. When I'm in a cut, I cut down from the 3,500 calories that I maintain in off-season to, sometimes as low as about 1,700. But again, that's only at the very, very end of a cut. Most of the weight loss takes occurrence long before I ever go below that estimated RMR or basal metabolic rate. You do not want to consume your basal metabolic rate for any extended period of time. Like, you need to be eating more than that on average the vast majority of your life. So again, I don't know how long she has been in a cut. I don't know how long her weight, she said her weight's been stagnant for 4 weeks. And if you're consuming, 1,835 on the weekends, 1,285 Monday through Friday, let's just do a little bit of math real quick here. Let's just find your actual average over the course of the week. So 1,200 times 5, that's 6,000 calories there. And then we have 1,835, or I think it was 1,835, for both Saturday and Sunday. So that puts you at 9,670 calories for the week. And then divide that by 7. That's averaging 1,381 calories a day, which is still very, very low. I mean, to give you all some concept, I don't really ever take my clients down below 1,300 calories, depending on male or female, obviously. I don't take my female clients down below 1,300 calories. There's coaches out there that recommend people be sub 1,000 calories. And if you ask me, I'll go on record right now and say it. Any coach that takes their client down below 1,000 calories needs to hang up their coaching hat and never coach clients again, because nobody should be less than 1,000 calories. If you are not dropping weight and you're that low, then rather than trying to drop even further, you need to focus on your overall metabolic rate and ramping that back up so you have a healthier baseline to start with prior to going into a cut at the onset. That's my humble opinion, and I'll stand by it, full stop. So, now that little rant is out of the way, for you specifically, Michelle, what I would recommend doing, if you are that low on your calorie intake and your weight's not moving, you would probably benefit from not prioritizing fat loss right now, but rather working on a reverse diet, building your caloric intake back up, having, again, I don't know how long you've been in this cut in totality here, but if you've never had a period in which you're in a caloric surplus, your metabolism would really, really benefit from that, and you'd be in a more primed position to build more lean muscle tissue in the first place. Yes, you can build muscle and lose body fat at the same time, but you're not going to optimize for building muscle. The more lean muscle tissue you have, the higher your metabolic function is going to be anyways, which is going to put you in a better position to lose more body fat in the future when you're in a healthier position to do a cut. So what I would recommend doing is take the next several months, gradually increase your intake, by 50 to 75 calories a week over the course of the next several months. Get back up to a healthy baseline, which I don't know what that's going to be for you because I don't know what your stats are, but depending on your size and current lean muscle tissue, I like to see women above 2,000 calories in a healthy maintenance. Some that may be a little high on, some that's going to be really low on, but I, as a general rule of thumb, like to see everybody maintaining at north of 2,000 calories. So maybe work that way up and then maintain at 2,000 calories for a while. Be at that for a long enough period of time for your body to reset its baseline at that higher intake. Prioritize building as much muscle as you can during that time while you're in a maintenance or even a surplus, ideally. And then once you've reset your baseline, then you're going to be in a much healthier position to transition into a cut and actually have more success with your fat loss journey. So that would be my recommendation for that. Again, if you're at 1285, if you're averaging 1,300 calories and you're not losing weight, then you've probably hit that floor, and you really should switch gears and focus on ramping things back up and improving overall baseline from a caloric standpoint and from a metabolic standpoint. That'd be my 2 cents on the question there. You requested some peanut butter keto bricks, so we've got some peanut butter bricks headed your way. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the question, and for all of those that are tuning in to these AMAs. If you want your question answered, or you submit a question via the form in the description below, and I use your question, I will also send you some free bricks of your choosing. So, until next time, y'all have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon.